Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome back for another Mass Make Monday. As you may have guessed, we are going to do a project involving 6x6 paper pads again because I bought a whole heck of a lot of them by Craft Consortium, and you've seen them in past Mass Makes videos, and they're back again. And today's project is inspired by one of the projects Margaret over at Sevenplaza did during her Mass Make March series of videos. And what we're going to do is we're going to create envelopes with pockets using 6x6 papers. You can use pretty much any square papers that you've got for this project. Probably even do rectangles. Your measurements will just be a little different. But I'm using my 6x6s, so you could also use book page. Whatever you've got is fine for doing this project. We're just working with a 6x6 square for today. So I'm going to start our timer. Set that aside, and what you're going to do is take two pieces of paper. Now I've already pulled out papers and have them kind of picked out as to what I want to do, sort of. So for your bottom part of your pocket, I'm just going to fold the piece in half, and what I'll do is I'll show you one fully assembled, and then we'll start kind of mass making it. I'm using my scoreboard. You don't have to. So for the first one, we're just folding it right in half. That's going to be the bottom part of our pocket. And then for the top part of our pocket, we're going to score at 2 inches. And the only reason I'm using my scoreboard is because, like, I know Margaret in her video kind of eyeballed it and just, you know, put the other paper in, and I can never get a straight fold if I do that. So that's why I'm using my scoreboard. So you don't have to. This is completely optional. And then I'm going to fold it down. And we're going to put the two pieces together so that we've got an envelope. So let's fully assemble this one so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll work on the rest of them. I'm going to round the corners on the top piece here. And then what I'm going to do is glue down the two sides. Actually, yeah, let's go do it this way. We're going to glue down this side, trying to stay as close to the edge as possible because it impacts our envelope size. And then just stick this piece back in all the way down. Might as well use the scoreboard to help me line things up since I've got it out. And just fold this over. You, of course, can ink edges on this one. I don't really see much need since the papers are so dark. So there's our little envelope part. And then flip it over on the back, and we're going to run a line of glue down here and here. And fold up to create a pocket on the back that you can put stuff in. So there's the first one all done. So what I'm going to do now is go through and do all of the scoring, and then we'll do all of the gluing at one time. Fold that one in half. And then for this one, I'm just trying to decide what I want my flap to be. And I think this is what I want for the flap. So I'm going to fold it in half, or fold it. I can talk, really I can. I scored it at 2 inches. I'm folding it in half, and it's going to go like so, and like so, So I'm going to set aside all the ones we fold, and then we'll do some gluing. And then these guys really aren't all that directional, so it's just a matter of what do I want my bottom flap to be. I think I want it to be this. And I think, yep, make that our top flap. So I am filming this ahead, and I have plans on Saturday to go to a local botanical garden with my dad, because they do, periodically they have like special exhibits sprinkled throughout the garden. In the past, they've done like giant Legos. They've got ones where they've done with a series of frogs. Actually, I think I want this side. Like giant metal frog sculptures. They've done dragons and fairy doors and dinosaurs. And right now they've got Glass in Flight, which is a bunch of stained glass sculptures with of like butterflies and birds and dragonflies. And so we're gonna go check that out tomorrow, because I think tomorrow may very well be the last. I think we're gonna go neutral on this one. Pleasant Saturday for a while, because you know it's Florida and it's April, so that means we're going to start getting into 80-degree weather and humidity and all that fun stuff at this time of year. So I figured let's go, because this Saturday is supposed to only get into, like, the high is only supposed to be like 75. I think I want that on the front. That or that. I don't think it matters much. All right. So I am looking forward to doing that and getting out of the house. It's always a pleasant day at the garden, so that should be fun. I will report back, and the fact that I'm going to do this has already inspired an idea for a junk journal cover with a stained glass window in it. It's partly from having made plans to go see that, and partly from my Porch Prints recently did a video showing like 20 ideas for junk journal covers, one of which being the stained glass window style journal cover that they did a video on a while back, and it was one of those, ooh, that's cool, because they've got like a stained glass window digital that's really quite pretty. But I think I am going to come up with my own stained glass window design for that project. So stay tuned. That will probably be going up on Friday. If I manage to get everything done for that this weekend. So that should be Friday's video, where we make a stained glass. I show you how to create a journal cover with a stained glass window in it. Trying to think of what else is going on. It's been a fairly quiet week. Well, except for the fact that my dog Bert a little while ago was out in the yard and he starts barking, and so my other dog's like, oh, I want to go out and see what he's doing, and I take a look out to see what's going on as I'm letting the other one out, and I realize he's not, you know, randomly barking at squirrels in the tree or noises he's hearing in a neighbor's yard. he's barking down at the ground. So I'm like, what on earth has he got? He got a snake. So, yeah, my darling dog took out a snake this morning. I feel really bad for the poor thing. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. And actually, I think I'm going to change which one goes with this. I think we're going to do that. All right. Let's score that one at 2. So yes, he is very, very proficient at taking out snakes. Like it's not funny exactly, but he is a mighty hunter, and he has quite a backyard kill count to his name. He's actually, and I think I've mentioned this before, dug up moles from underground and tosses them around like they're chew toys. And it's clear he's like, he thinks they're the best toy ever, and it's great fun to play with them. But when it comes to the snakes, he's not joking around. He is not kidding. Like, he is bound and determined to take that snake out. So yeah, by the time I got out there, the poor thing is already a goner. And don't worry, it's a non-venomous snake. While Florida does have a few types of venomous snakes, generally where I live, the only ones we end up getting snake-wise in our yards are like the black racer snakes, which are perfectly harmless and actually good because they take care of other pests. I really wish he would stop killing them. And he did one time get a rat snake, which is also a non-poisonous or non-venomous snake. So at least I don't have to worry about that when he takes out snakes. And I've got like, that was like my main pile. I think we're going to go a few more minutes and fold a few more because I've, of course, pulled out a ton of papers because, you know, it's me. And let's go that way. Why not pull out a ridiculous amount of papers? So yeah, that was our excitement this morning, was another snake down thanks to Mr. Burt. Really wish I could put like warning up to the various wildlife in the neighborhood. Stay out of the yard. You will not survive. So yeah. The little darling racked up another kill on his death count. All right, I think I want to go this one for the bottom. And then this for the flap. So do you have, or did you have a nice weekend, since this will go up on Monday? Yeah, it's always causes a little, oh no, I wanted the flap to go this way because it's, I think, a little too busy to have the florals together. But then on your inside, you've got the lovely florals going on. Because, yeah, I film these, I try and film during my lunch hour. Can't decide which one I want on front because they're both so pretty. All right, we'll go with this one. So I film before the weekend even starts, and then it's like, wait, what am I supposed to talk about? So I'm like asking you asking you if you have weekend plans when the weekend's already been over by the time this airs for you. So a little bit of confusion there. I mentioned, I think, in one of the previous videos that I've been watching Firefly Lane on Netflix, and I'm almost to the end. I've got one episode left, and I'm avoiding it because I know it's going to make me cry. Yeah, I've not. Nope, we're gonna go next sew, I think. And I think at this point I'm gonna stop with the folding and start with the assembly so that we definitely have time to assemble the main ones I wanted. I still have more paper I pulled out, but I can always do that later off camera. All right, so let's pull this stack back over that I started with. And I am going to round corners. Ooh, that was that. And that's why you turn it upside down, so you can see what you're doing and you don't make a mess like that. And you make sure you got your piece all the way in. I think I might try, why not? Let's see how rounded corners look on the top of the pocket. Yeah, that works. This one, I think I am going to darken my edges, at least on the back, because it'll help distinguish the two. So let me grab a dauber, and I think I'm probably going to go Scorched Timber, assuming I've got that out. Yes, I do. Just putting a little ink on the edges. And then, let's see, going like that and like that. So glue. And then flip. Glue. So yeah, it's now means I need to figure out something else to start watching, since, well, it's not as big of a deal right now that the network television shows have started back up, so I actually have other things to watch, because yes, I've mentioned before, I still have cable, and so I, DVR all my favorites. Although at least with some of them, I'm like, okay, are we getting to the last season? Because, for example, Grey's Anatomy, I think that one's about run its course. I'm finding the new group of interns just not as engaging as past. I don't know. Just not been as into it. I'm going to ink the edges on this one too. And I'm using Victorian Velvet Distress Oxide. And I'm not inking the whole thing right now, mostly to save time so that we can get things assembled. But I will eventually go around and ink the entire thing. So I've been watching, I watched that, and I watch Station 19, which was a spin-off from Grey's Anatomy, sort of, kind of. And that's in its last season. Like, that's been announced that it's the final season, so. I've enjoyed watching that one, and I'm trying to think what else I watched. I still watch Chicago Fire, which was the first of the Chicago shows. If you are aware, they had Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, which all spun off from Chicago Fire. And then they had very briefly lived one season of Chicago Justice, I think it was called. which was a little more like Law and Order like. So I did for a while there. I was watching all three, and then I don't know. I just got sick of most of the characters on Chicago Med and stopped watching that. I got sick of what they were doing with Chicago PD and stopped watching that. But I still enjoy the original Chicago Fire. So I've been watching that. And ooh, new this year is Elsbeth, which is a spinoff from the Good Wife and the Good Fight on CBS. And I love that character. Like, I just found her absolutely hilarious on the Good Fight and the Good Wife. And so I was so very excited that she got her own show. So I think I have a couple episodes of that in my DVR to watch. So if you're looking for anything to check out, I highly recommend checking out Elsbeth. And you don't have to have watched The Good Wife or The Good Fight, because this is a total spin-off. Those shows were set in Chicago, and Elsbeth is set in New York. I think she was sent there as part of the premise is a consent decree where she's monitoring the police officers. So as of right now, you know, none of the Good Fight characters are cropping up, kind of thing. It's just her in New York City. And again, thoroughly enjoy her character, so I'm looking forward to. And I'm just grabbing some shabby shutters for this one, to this season. And I am doing this part because once it's glued down, it's a little harder to ink. And the flaps. So yeah, that's my current TV watching. And of course, we're coming to the end of season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race. So I'm trying to think, tonight might be, I'm currently blanking on where it is. I know I haven't watched last week's episode, which is the makeover episode. So if you've never watched Drag Race, every season they bring in a couple of, or every season they have an episode towards the end where the queens have to put someone who does not do drag into drag. And it's always interesting. And I think, and that, nope, that's right. So I always enjoy watching that episode, or though it's not as good as the one I talked about, I think the last time we were doing Mass Make, which was the episode where they have to do the celebrity impersonation. Although I think I was talking about the UK versus the world episode, because that was also on, and actually they crowned a winner on that one, and I was very happy with who won. It's very happy. It's not always the case. I don't always agree with RuPaul's choice of winners, but this time around I was very happy with who won UK versus the world on Drag Race. So. And I'm like, man, there's absolutely nothing else going on for me to chat about. Don't have a whole heck of a lot going on in my life. Last Sunday was Easter, and, you know, was fairly quiet. My dad and sister came over. We had lamb for dinner, which I love lamb. And actually, when this airs, it's going to have been 2 weekends ago. And my sister thoroughly enjoyed her rum cake, birthday cake, which I think I talked about last time. And yeah, that's about all that's going on. Not a whole heck of a lot. I do not lead a very exciting life. You know, it's me, my pups. Occasionally I get together with my dad and my sister. Sometimes go out with friends. Next week I've got my rescheduled lunch with my friend from grad school. And everybody's okay in her family. It was, you know, a minor family emergency she had to deal with, and so everybody's doing all right there. I think we're gonna go Victorian Velvet on this. So I've got that to look forward to next week. And I need to let my boss know that I want to take some time off in April. Partly I'm going to go to Epcot with some friends for the Flower and Garden Expo show, whatever it's called. So that will be a fun day. Although my sister jokingly pointed out that, asked if we were going to do it the same way as with when my cousin Aileen was in town, because my cousin Aileen's like, get there as soon as it opens, stay until the fireworks when it closes. It's an exhausting day. I think I told you about our having gone back in November during Food and Wine. And yeah, I was beat by the end of that day. And I was like, I don't know that we're going to be doing that. I don't know if we're going to be full on whole day Epcot experience, but we shall see, as all we've done is agreed on when we're going to go and do it. that is the sum total of our plans as of yet. But it should be a fun day. We've got 2 more to glue together, I think, and then we're going to do some decorating. Yay, decorating! Alright, I'm trying to decide what color I want to ink my edges on this one with. I know what I'm going to grab. I think we're going to use some weathered wood. And then pulling out a box because I just bought some more dowers. So let's see how these do. I picked them up on Amazon. They were fairly inexpensive. I have a feeling I am not gonna love these. But then again, they were fairly inexpensive on Amazon. And mostly what I wanted was to have ones that have different colors on the bottom, because I noticed if I accidentally grab one of my Distress Oxide daubers and tap it on the a Distress ink pad, it does leave behind Distress Oxide ink. So I want to make it easier on myself to distinguish between my Distress Oxide and my Distress ink daubers, because it's not always 100% clear which is which color-wise just by looking at them. And you may notice I'm not gluing along the bottom. I don't think it's going to make any difference with anything that I'm going to likely put into either of the pockets, that it's going to like somehow get up underneath. So I'm not bothering with that. You, of course, could glue it down across the bottom if you would like to do that as well. Trying to figure out, I'm like, what's round? Which corners do I need to round? So yeah, this is a fairly quick little project because we've got a whole heck of a lot of these guys done, and still have about 15 minutes left. So I think we're gonna have close to 15 minutes to decorate a few of these guys. Imagine that. That's just craziness. That's just craziness. And of course, I realize as I'm doing this, I left my binder with my new Junk Journal Studio pastel labels that I've been cutting out across the room. So I may abandon you for a second to go get those once we're done gluing. Yes, after all of the excitement earlier today, my dogs are passed out. One's on the couch and one's on dog bed in the corner of the room, which is kind of nice for a change because half the time when I do videos, I'm stopping and starting because I've got a dog who wants in or out or is losing their minds barking in the yard. So kind of nice having them passed out while I'm doing my video. All right. The last one we're gonna glue together, and then I think I may have some more that I folded and didn't glue. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if I put them all in one pile and have glued them all or what, but we shall see. I do have a few that I did not glue together. Let's just go ahead and do decorating and not worry about those. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 glued together, and then a few more not glued together. And I don't know that I want to decorate all of these because I kind of like to have the option of decorating stuff up when I know what journal they're going to go in. But these clearly are going in my B journal, so we can do some decorating on those, no problem. And I did bring over those clusters that I did on another mass make, and I actually kind of went to town just making more clusters. So I've got a whole bunch of clusters. So we might be able to incorporate some of those in as ready-made decorations on our envelopes, although they may all be too big. That's all finished. Looking at these and I'm going, I think all of the clusters I have done are too big to go on these envelopes. All right, so we're gonna set those back aside and save them for another project. I am gonna run real quick and grab that binder. Let's pull out some yellow labels. And we can decorate a few of these guys. And I'm going to pull out my B Journal Bits and Bobs. little stamp numbers and such, because I think I just want to do that. So kind of like that. Let's fold over a scrap piece of paper, because you know I'm gonna come in with antique linen around the edges on this guy. And on this piece, make it a little less white. And some vintage photo around the edges of the label. And add that down. And this is by GiggleGlitterGFX. I will, of course, leave a link for the digitals down below in case you want to check any of them out. All right, let's see about a little something in that corner. No. Honey jar stamp, but it needs something else with it, and I think I'm just gonna grab this is some antique book page. Ink this with a little yellow. And the edges with some vintage photo. And I'm so not going to get as many decorated as I would like in our 45 minutes. Are you shocked? You shouldn't be if you've watched any of my other mass make videos. I always think the decorating is going to go faster than it does. And then do this at the edges of this one. And then I'm going to grab another number. Just to go across there. Right, I'm gonna trim this down because yep, that's gonna go there. Let's add some antique linen. Oops, try not to crinkle it up. Ink the edges. Probably should have done that on the other one and forgot. Oh well, too late. And you also have space back here to decorate. Let's do that. grab one of the big labels. Stamps by My Porch Prints. I feel like it needs something. Let's see, hold on a sec. Yeah, I think that works. So again, with these envelopes, you can decorate as much or as little as you desire. You can leave the back blank. You could decorate like I'm doing. Completely up to you. You know what, I think I am going to nip these edges, kind of following the line of the inner label part. And yes, you may have heard some dog groaning in the background because, you know, hard life of a dog. Put that right side up. Put it there. There we go. So that guy's all decorated. Set that one off to the side, and given our limited amount of time left, let's grab this one and do it in sewing journal style. Believe that's My Porch Prints. A little too big for there. I may use it on the back. And let's grab pulling that out to go on the back. For the front, I want something small over here. I think I may grab that. I haven't decided what's going up there. I think I may leave that plain. That is not working. That is not working. Oh, that's time. And it freaked out my dog, who's now up and pacing. Okay, I think I like that. We're gonna finish this one up. So that's what we're gonna do there. Let's flip over to the back and make some decisions about the back. Ooh, she's too big. She is not gonna fit. But I thought, let's see her. No, I think I may have used the middle-sized version of her already. All right. Thinking I might use these guys and maybe lift that up and grab from this folder. No. And of course, now that he has awoken, he's like, I must go out in the yard immediately. Immediately. Maybe. No, because I want those flowers to show. Nope, that's not quite doing it for me. Nope, that's not working. Uh-oh, this is gonna be one of those ones where it's like, okay, we're gonna finish this up real quick, and I'm like, nope, none of these things work for me. Think maybe one of these might. So I'm gonna grab scissors. Let's see how we like this one. And sorry about that. I realized after I started doing this, I had gone like off screen completely for cutting that out. And so I'm just trimming up. This is from my Porch Prints set. That. And I do think I like that, but I think I need a label going there and maybe one going that way. So let's grab that real quick. All right, let's assemble this one. And I'm gonna use Victorian Velvet, if I can find it. Yeah, I have created utter chaos on my desk, as usual. Push up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do that one and that one. This guy kind of down like so. You're gonna wait a minute, sir. That. Right side up. You know what? I think I'm ditching this. I feel like it needs a little something there. And of course, I've got super antsy pantsy puppy dog over there. I think I'm gonna add a little antique book page. So I've just got a piece of book page. I'm just kind of pulling a chunk off. Shorten it and add a little Victorian Velvet and then ink our edges think that'll work. There we go. That'll do it. I think I'm going to flip this so that the flowers are on the top. There we go. Now on this side, I'm going to add a little pink to the antique book page. Ink its edges. Go ahead and glue it. Ooh, sorry for bumping you. Glue it down. Ink the edges of our postcard. That should have been up higher. And too late. The book page should have been up higher is what I meant. Works okay. This is what I get for rushing to try and finish up because we are over time. And I may go back and add something to the top flap. So let's see what we got done. We got 2 fully decorated, or mostly fully decorated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folded and glued together, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 more ready to be put together with all the folding done. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.